I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. 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 Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Awakening Hearts Radio. My name is Tess, Open Heart Mind Coaching. I'm a certified strategic interventionist and awakening coach. And as an accountant for almost 30 years, I have a gift of knowing what is not adding up. And I help people reconcile and balance and appreciate rather than depreciate their ledgers of life so they can come into alignment, body, mind, and spirit, and fulfill their soul's deepest yearning. So one of the things that can easily depreciate how we value life and experiences is disappointments, right? And right now, yeah, there's a little bit of disappointment happening between me and Facebook and Sprinkles. We were supposed to do Facebook Live right now, but it's not happening. So it's so appropriate that our topic is disappointments, how to navigate disappointments. And if you're listening in, do comment on the chat box. What sort of disappointments have been challenging you lately? And do share your light. What are your go-tools? What are your mindset hacks and resources that help you navigate disappointments? I'd love to learn from you. So thank you, and welcome to Awakening Hearts Radio. As an awakening heart, you know, even when you don't have evidence of it, deep inside, you know you are meant to shine your heart, your light, your soul, so bright, so people remember their truth and remember who they are just by you and being what you came here to do. I always love this saying, this quote. The reason people awaken is because they have finally stopped agreeing to things that insult their soul. So I want to thank Anonymous for that quote because it so resonates with me. And if you're like me, aren't you tired of the insults? Aren't you tired of being pushed to the corner, suppressed, denied, repressed? Right? I am tired. No, about you. I'm tired of being made wrong, judged, controlled, manipulated, made to conform and be like everyone else. So no more of that. We are awakening to our unique self. You are divine, and there's only one of you, unparalleled, never before here. So why fit in and be obliged and expected to stay in a box? So we are paving the way so our souls and all of humanity are walking unbounded, uninhibited, unapologetic as the divine human being that we are on earth. So like I said earlier, there may be a little evidence of our awakening in our reality, and that can be disappointing, especially when we're doing all the inner work, all the hard work, working on ourselves. But deep, deep, deep down inside, in our soul, we know the truth, that we can no longer deny our highest truth. So yes, welcome. We are awakening our hearts, our truth, our fighting spirit. And just by awakening in ourselves, we are creating a ripple effect, affecting change and transformation near and far beyond our personal space, affecting the entire world around us, generations after generations to come. So I'd love to hear from you where you're joining from. Peg and Sprinkles are on the chat box, I believe. Let me just see how we're doing. Yeah. Someone wrote here, I can handle challenges. It is the unexpected challenges that take a lot of patience. So yes, do join us on in the chat box on Zoom. And do you have yeah, we're still not able to live stream on Facebook. Yes, let me just check with Sprinkles what's going on. All right, so okay, well, last week we did go on Facebook Live and we received a lot of feedback that the connection was not clear. So I do pray and invoke that my internet is stable enough to create a clear connection so that this radio transmission comes through clear and crisp, and the recording too, so that many can hear what they need to hear and embrace what they need to embrace and break through what they need to break through this radio transmission. And I also want to invoke and invite my friends upstairs, our friends, beings of pure light, the archangelic realm, to hold us in this container of pure love and pure light, and assist us towards higher awakening and enlightenment. So thank you, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Raphael, and Metatron, my go-to archangels. I call on you now to amplify the energy of open heart, open mind, and amplify the message of awakening to pure love, pure light, awakening to our soul to be divinity in action. So our topic is disappointment, right? And how do we navigate through disappointment? It comes in all shapes and colors and can be small or large, or we can totally it can be so small, but we can make it so big too, right? So disappointment can either be a trigger, that will cause us to react, or it can also serve as a pause. So when disappointment comes in, we immediately, as a practice, this comes as a practice, and this is an offering, okay? It's another way of responding to disappointment, in which you take a pause and become aware of what you are choosing to experience in that moment. Moment to moment, whether we are experiencing the highest high or the lowest low, is a moment of awareness. It's an opportunity to choose. It's a point of creation. And I'd love to hear from you. You can email me at tess@openheartmindcoaching.com, or if you're joining in on the call, please do comment on the chat box. I'd love to hear how in the past have you responded to disappointments? And we'll take this topic for a spin. Actually, I have this friend in Tunisia. She's wonderful. Her name is Sandra, and I asked her last night to review some promotional copies that I'm working on. I am putting together this one-day retreat in May, and I'm joined by many, 3 other wonderful people. It's called Beyond Grief, Reclaim Your Spirit. It's happening on May 20th in Minneapolis. And if you're listening locally or nearby, email me at tess@openheartmindcoaching, and I will be sharing more about this. If you're interested in the details, I'd be happy to share information with you. But anyway, this friend of mine, Sandra, says to me, after reading my promotional material and reviewing it and giving feedback, she said, "I'll be right back. I'm going out for breakfast." And so I said, "Happy breakfast." And then moments later, she messaged me to say, "Happy breakfast turned into a complete disaster, LOL. And that this disaster deserves a full cover rant on Facebook," she said. Another LOL. She even tagged me on Facebook to read, for me to read the much deserved rant. So curious, I checked to find out what her big disappointment was, and turns out she was served in a restaurant a burnt croissant for breakfast. And the server tried to get away with it. I'm like, oh no! That is disappointing. But here's what's brilliant. My dear friend and accountability partner, she chose a different outcome. The disappointment was clearly unsettling, and she took control of her mind and made a conscious decision to not let the disappointment ruin her day. Isn't that brilliant? Oh, yay, are we live? Awesome. Well, let me look at Facebook. Welcome, everyone. Where do I find you? Tag me, sprinkles on the comments so I can join in on the Facebook Live. This is amazing. Woohoo! Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We are talking about disappointment and navigating through disappointment. And like I said earlier, it comes in all shapes and colors and sizes. It can be a trigger, or it can be a pause to respond. So do comment on Facebook if we are on Facebook Live, and share how you are navigating. There we are. Awesome. And share how we are navigating through disappointments. Oh, there I am. Woohoo. Let me mute that. Okay, well, Sprinkles is manning the comment section. Do share what do you do when big disappointment comes in? How do you handle it? And like I was saying, my friend from Tunisia is so brilliant. You know, she exemplified the difference between victim mindset and creator mindset. Victim mindset would ask, in the face of disappointment, why is this happening to me? This is so unfair, right? Creator mindset knows it has options, knows it has choices, and it asks, what do I choose to create? What do I choose to experience in this moment? How can I save the day? And this is a lesson I keep honing in and honing in. I hardly react in my everyday life, but when surrounded with people who have a tendency to push my buttons, does that ever happen to you? Why do people push your buttons? Why? Because they mean the most to you. And yet that very same people seem to have the power to hurt you in a big way, right? And that's disappointing. To me, that's the most disappointing of all. At least in my relationship, outside of my relationship with myself. And yet, the very same people you love the most look at you like they don't even know you. They don't even take the time to listen to your soul, to know your deepest longing. And when they see that superficial stuff and they get hung up on me, yeah, to me, that's very disappointing. Do you know what I mean? And when I get my own rant in my head, sometimes I go there, and sometimes I forget or ask myself, what am I doing here in the planet when the people I love the most do not even see me, hear me, or understand me? So I'm just curious. Yeah. Hey, Peg, welcome. So it takes a lot for me to get disappointment or fall out of alignment. In fact, I just had a flat tire on Tuesday, and there I was on Facebook group page called Grow Your Life, Grow Your Biz. Shout out to my community. Hello, hello, hello. And we're a community of heart-centered business owners. So I was stuck there in the highway. I had a flat tire. Help is already on its way. I did my meditation. I've written a page of content for my book. So I decided, well, why not do a Facebook Live as well and invite people to the event I was hosting that evening? And funny enough, the whole day I was unaffected by the flat tire incident because I already set the tone. I already set the intention that I will have fun and I will have joyful experiences no matter what, no matter what, no matter what, right? So when, let me just talk to Sprinkles. Sprinkles, you will let me know when I'm looking at the time, it's 12:28, not sure what time we actually started. So just let me know, give me a minute for the break. Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, for me, what's really painful is to leave behind friends and family who do not even know that they are living in fear, that they are imprisoned, and not even know about it. And that's the old 3D world, or the victim mindset, or the ego-driven consciousness that creates separation. But more than that, more painful for me is not honor my soul's craving for awakening, freedom, and enlightenment. I need to stand for me and choose the liberation of my soul, no matter how disappointing it is to, it's like creating a separation also. So it's a fine line that we as awakening hearts have to step into and step up. What do we do in face of disappointment? What are your thoughts on that? So let me hear your voice and comment on the chat box. Whether you're listening live or on replay, I want to hear your comments. So disappointments can be totally devastating. We've all been through it. We might be disappointed that our relationship, our friendship, or even marriage is ending. It might involve losing everything we worked hard for, our dreams, our hopes, our aspirations. It might mean losing, mobility or lifestyle or things we've gotten used to. In my work as an awakening coach, I often hear the disappointment, and sometimes it sounds like a whiny complaint or whatever, or sometimes it sounds like a real wake-up call, and people are moved to make changes in their lives. And I can hear the underlying emotions, the feelings or thoughts that my clients may attempt to hide and deny. But that's my gift. I hear their deeper sadness, their anger, their self-doubt, their despair, the depression, the helplessness, the powerlessness, and then the surrender, which is beautiful, surrendering to the disappointment, surrendering to the gift. So disappointment, depending on one's level of awareness and how much work they've done, inner work, it can take a variety of meaning, or it might mean differently to people, based on their filters too. So the meaning could be loss, rejection, betrayal, failure, failed expectations. But it's debilitating when people start blaming themselves for the disappointment itself. When you start to take it personally, it becomes disempowering rather than the gift that the disappointment is. And I will talk more about the gift in disappointment. Let me just look at the chat. Okay, so I will talk about the gift in a little bit. I'll underline and highlight the awareness of what disappointment will do to you if you are unconscious, and if fear is running you and ruining your life, or disappointment is running the show and disempowering you, putting you on a negative spin, or you're running around with a wounded ego, and that's not a judgment. I'm an awakener. So I point things out not to make you uncomfortable, but to create awareness. And more to that when we come back. Let's take a break. Thank you, Sprinkles. Take it away.
How it sways in the sun, keeping our stories in its motion, lies the truth about us. Things time will tell, we might never know. We'll be gone before it all begins. Send me your songs of tomorrow. I'm dying to know it all. Stories of joy and of sorrow. I'm dying to know it all. To know it all. They're keeping our stories, and when we're older, they will still stand tall. Things time will tell, we might never know. Will be gone before it all begins. Send me your songs of tomorrow. I'm dying to know it all. Stories of joy and of sorrow. I'm dying to know it all. Send me your songs of tomorrow. I'm dying to know it all. Stories of joy and of sorrow. I'm dying to know it all.